Alright guys, in this video I'm going to do something a little bit different. This is my own personal house, and I got a city water coming in. It's only coming in at 35 pounds of pressure. So what I want to do is I'm going to install this little booster pump here, which boosts it up another 35 pounds. So I'll have 70 pounds of water, going through the house. And it's just a little booster pump. Pretty expensive little bugger. About $100 or so, but this really does do a good job by boosting up the pressure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the water off there, drain this out, cut a couple of T's in here with a bypass, and you'll have to I'll go over what's going on with this. You can see there's a check valve in the front there that comes in, and then it goes up to this manifold. There's an expansion tank here, and then it'll come out of here back to the house. I'll have to put ball valves in and whatnot, but I gotta clean this manifold up and put the gauge, flip the gauge and the pressure switch around, and I gotta mount that to the floor. I did run a dedicated line over to the panel, 15 amps. It's got its own breaker, so I can plug it in there. I have to cut that old mixing valve out. I got two outside faucets. That one's no longer being used with the mixer, because that mixing valve is an old mixing valve that wasn't working, and it wasn't worth getting parts. I'm just gonna cut it out. I got hot coming over here, hot and cold, and if I want to mix it, I could just play with this ball valve up here to give it a little hot, just in the fall and stuff, to take the chill out of the water. So I got two outside faucets. But like I said, it's only 35 pounds coming in, so we're gonna boost it up. Yes, designated. I put that breaker in yesterday. That's strictly just, it runs up and over. I had to take all the sealing apart to get the line through, but it's kind of under the stairwell. There's a little door there, and so when it's running, it's gonna be quiet. And then there's another closet, so it's kind of like underneath. I use it for storage, for paint and stuff down the other end, so it's going to be out of the way. I'll tuck it out of the way, it'll be alright. We'll try to bring you guys along and show you the video, what I do, how I do it, and I gotta leave access to be able to get to that in the future. It's gonna be able to get to that meter and work on it, but I got a pretty clear spot here, so. Plus these filters can get changed if need be. Kind of a tight spot here, guys. Doing the best I can. Gotta get it prepped, y'all. Yeah, 11 inches. It's 1 inch. My pipe coming in, going out 3/4, so I gotta reduce down. It's 3/4. That's a 1 inch IPS male by 3/4. That's a 1 inch copper female. That's a 1 inch female by copper adapter. Female adapter. Not easy being cheesy, y'all. Not easy being cheesy. Moving the pressure switch on that unit out a little bit, so when and if I ever want to put a different type of pressure switch on her, I can. Oh, there goes the smoke alarm. Oh man, you know that works. A little tight in here. A little bit of dope on there. A little fritz on there. A little bit of dope. That's a check valve on the front there. This is a check valve, so when it pumps up, it doesn't bleed back into the main. They say to put unions, but I'm not too worried about the unions, because if I get an issue with it, I'll just cut it out and change it. I don't have a problem with that. You can put unions. It does call for unions, but I don't have, like I said, don't matter to me. Tight area under the stairs here. Don't have a lot of room, so I'll do what I can. Not easy being cheesy, y'all. I did put Teflon and pipe dope on there. On this it calls just for Teflon, but I use both. I just put a small amount of pipe dope. I don't usually listen to too many directions. Just how I am, y'all. Just how I am, y'all. And put the pressure switch right there. I'm thinking not gonna fit. Put it like that in the pressure switch and stick it straight out and plug it right in. In case I ever want to go with a different type of switch, if I ever have to, will it fit? Will it fit? Will it fit? Yeah, it'll fit. Look at that shit. I go down with it. No, I don't think I'm gonna go out the side with it like that. I'm not gonna go out the top with it. No, out the side. Yeah, it'll fit just like that. That's gonna fine. Be fine, be fine, be fine, y'all. Be fine, y'all. It was coming out the back here. Well, it was coming out the front until I switched the gauge around so I could see the gauge. But back here, if I put it back here, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be under the tank. So if I ever want to put a different type of switch on there, with this, I could change this bushing and put, you know, 1/4 inch and put a regular switch. And change this, wouldn't even need this control. I make my own control. Put a bigger tank in. Could do what I want, so. I'm just modifying it as I go here. In case I want to make some adjustments in the future, y'all. I get this thing, I got this pump fastened down on the floor, so it ain't moving. I got a couple of 1/4-inch anchors that I hammer drill into the floor to fasten the pump down so the pump can't move. So I cut that riser going up, and I bent the piece over. I came over, I put a T looking down, I go over and pick up the suction on the pump. I'm going to put a drain right there below the meter with a shut off. I also got a bypass shut off in case the pump ever fails. I got 2 valves. I can shut the 2 valves off and just open that valve, and then the water pressure will come in and up through the house. But with that ball valve off there, it's going to come in, can't go to the house, it's got to go up through the pump, through the suction. I'll have a drain at the low point, then it'll get pumped up through this pump over, you know, and up through the house. And you got to have that bypass valve on there. So I got it all piped off. I have to solder it now. It's going to take a little bit of work, and I'll see if maybe I get you some shots of the soldering, but that's the way it's looking so far. It's been a lot, you know, putting it together. You have to, like on these male adapters, you got to solder the male adapter on first and then let it cool and screw it in. Same thing with the female. Anything like that, you have to pre-solder it. But I'll try to get you guys some shots with the soldering, and I'll go through the process of, you know, how I purge the pump and how I check the tank pressure and all that stuff. It's been, you know, it's quite a bit of work to do this, but this is my own house, so it's not a big deal. I'm not too worried about the labor end of it, but it's been a little bit of work. the smoke alarm. Shut it off. See if I can get this sodded up. I don't know if there's any water coming in or what the deal is, but gotta steam it out. Gotta steam it out. see the steam. Guys say they use bread. They're full of shit. Stupidest thing I've ever heard. See all this, the steam coming out. Man, not easy. I wipe these joints down now. It's just a tight area, guys. I mean, do the best I can. You could always wipe them down after. It's not a big deal. We'll get these adapters on and this drain, and we'll check to see if we get any leaks.